since I don't got a community yet, and I'm very small, we gonna watch somebody else's community and see how they do things. Lee watches literally everyone minus Gara in the tuning exams. Have we forgot about Neji? Neji Hyuga. Or Naruto QB cloaked? Or Shino? Or Tamari? Oh, don't even get started about Tamari. Tamari is such a fucking matchup disadvantage for Lee. It makes no goddamn sense. Continue to be a trick.
Flame chat. Lee tuning exams, you know it's coming. Lee washes literally everybody minus Gar in the tuning exams. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with your kunai brain rot #1 hyperactive knuckleheaded hot takes. We're warming up the stream, fellas, and I'm not gonna lie, we're gonna start off with a friend of the show, Mr. Rap Man. Ah, man, let's do it. What Cat Williams say? Y'all having an unnatural alliance to losers, and it's not like y'all. Let that Lee fight go. He lost.
He lost, and I get that how his performance was, but y'all overhyping this shit like this nigga definitely won up against Gara. All he said was, sand coffin. And it was over for him. All he had to do was lift one arm up and then crush his hand. Sand coffin. And literally could have ended Lee's career and his fucking life. He could have killed him while he was on that bed if fucking Naruto wasn't there. But still, y'all always gassing this shit up like he was supposed to be like important.
Y'all been gassing it since I was in elementary school, and I'm about to be 30.
It's still a great fight, though.
I
admit, it's still a great fight.
I see both
gassing
sides.
it like that is
I don't want to
crazy.
start this video off with some gray area shit, chat, with some gray area shit comment section, but I truly do see both sides.
You need to let that shit go.
So on one hand, in
go.
defense of the fight, it is one of them fights. You're doing a lot to not say it's the top 10 fight in Naruto. It's iconic. It's popular. It's never uncool to watch. Undisputed fights. Undisputed boxing. Nobody will sit there and watch that fight and say it's ass. However, somehow, despite all of that, he is not wrong in it being an overrated fight or being a fight that is just like, holy shit, let him go. Because it's not just like y'all say, oh, this is the best fight in Naruto and leave it at that. If y'all did that, cap, but fine, I could accept someone saying that. You know, that I think like when you're in the top 10 of Naruto, outside of maybe one polar bear, you can argue any of them, right? However, where y'all somehow still overrate the fight is y'all take this fight. I'm not saying it's not actually influential, but y'all take this fight and y'all say it defines the series, which is untrue. Y'all say it shows that there's a better main character, which is untrue. Y'all straight up, if I haven't already talked about it, just straight up misinterpret the message of the fight. And then you guys somehow fuck up the power scaling of the fight. And last, and maybe certainly not least, you guys do overrate the fuck out of a character in this fight that does objectively lose the fight.
He does lose the fight and he still doesn't do shit, which makes no sense. All are hyping this nigga up after the fact. But pretty much after that fight, he really didn't do shit until he faced Kimamaru. He did decent until he went drunk. What was it? Drunk Fighter Lee? What was it? Drunk Fighter Lee? And he still lost. It's just that, bro, he could have died that day too. It's just that y'all hyping a fucking loser.
And all of them are nauseatingly levels of brain rot. I have to, if I had to choose, I would say I agree with this hot take. I agree with my brother Rab and to let this shit go. In fact, just so I can farm, I'm gonna say, is he wrong? It's unfair because if you really watch this fight, it's beautiful. It's a
beautiful fight.
Shikamaru is Naruto's true / real friend. Shocker of the year. The princess of the Hokage. The guy that he always was in the slums with next to Choji. Yeah, I
agree.
Naruto would tell you that's his true friend.
I agree.
Literally,
Ice
Naruto
Cold
would tell
take.
you that's his true
My
friend. Don't get
brother.
me wrong. Naruto would always, if you said who are my best friends, he may say Sasuke in order first, which is fine, and maybe that's your hot take that his best friend really should be Shikamaru. But I mean, on many occasions, the story tells you how Shikamaru and Naruto were like a never split thing. When Naruto talks about he never has anybody, he does tend to, the anime literally flashbacks to the rare Shikamaru scenes. When Shikamaru sees Naruto crying about how he doesn't have anybody, Shikamaru always feels bad. It's on so many levels. These two are like tied. Naruto ending up with Hinata never made sense. Okay, see, again,
That's why. Well, I say the very first time that I watched this shit, when I was little ass, when I was a jit, when I was a legit, I always wonder why the fuck did Naruto got with Hinata, even though Naruto did not know that Hinata even wanted to fuck with him in the first place. I always thought that, but then when Shippuden came out, and then the pain arc, and then the war arc showed it, even more. It made me understand a little bit more. Of course, I had to watch it multiple times to get the shit out, to understand it. But I never understand it, at first. And of course, until what was it? Boruto the movie came out. Or no, not Boruto. Naruto the Last came out. That's what took me out.
we can so this is a thing that Naruto fans do honestly more than any variant of hot takes thus far, where we just try to go against the story so hard. I don't know why. Don't get me wrong. The story could have definitely done pretty much all relationships better. Absolutely. The idea that you don't think it makes any sense is crazy.
I don't know
Hinata's been
about
crushing on
any.
Naruto.
I didn't know about any sense, but it made me scratch my head about it because that's what I thought at first when I first watched it. But him saying he said never made sense is crazy.
So since
Well, I
the
think never.
existence of the character, I think the first panel we see Hinata, unless there's like a side
Stop,
swipe
get
of
out
her
the
in
fuck.
the exams room, the first panel we
Yeah,
see
that's what
of
I
her
said.
is her
No sense
blushing
is
for Naruto.
crazy.
So that crush is already there. And then whether you have the several moments in Shippuden or even in the
stand
filler
there,
arcs of fucking part 1, no, this obviously makes
Bum ass
sense.
take.
The only argument is that you like Sakura with Naruto a bit more. Therefore, it doesn't make sense. But no, it was literally in your fucking face the whole time. I don't think the Kaguya stuff was as much of an ass pull as people say. Reading back through it, he did show signs of that through it. Yeah, Kaguya isn't something that's
My bad, I did not mean pause.
completely an ass pull. It's you, especially with the
But my question is, they could have. I mean, if you think about it, they could have wrote that whole Madara shit so much better instead of just Black Zetsu said, you know what, it's time to awaken Kaguya. Stab this nigga right behind his back. So it literally took until fucking Zetsu stabbing him in the back for that whole arc to end, like, which made no goddamn sense.
the powers of hindsight, you can
mini
find it. I think
Yeah.
again, I'm like officially a flag waver of this standpoint because I did just recently rewatch it. Kaguya, when on screen, the shit that happens when Kaguya spawns in is not bad. It's genuinely not bad at all. In fact, I would argue a lot of the shit's pretty fucking cool. Y'all love DMS Kakashi. Obito's death prior to it was awesome. The world
Very
shifting,
emotional.
I mean, my God, if that's not cool, I guess, unless you're really still team. Oh my God, ninjas are supposed to have kunai tactics, gang. Naruto done lit up the earth 15 times. Get over that shit. So
And don't even get started. This nigga was fighting on the moon too. So like at this point, this nigga was a god. It's not even. It's past the ninja shit anymore. Like they literally faced up against gods. Let me get started about Boruto and his fucking Jogan and that whole activation. I even got started on the Boruto shit. I didn't watch Boruto and figure out Sarada's Mangekyo Sharingan. She even got a Mangekyo, which is fucking crazy. Like damn, it's past the ninja shit at this point. No.
Oh, when we're talking about like entertainment, emotional plot lines, and just fucking awesomeness, when Kaguya's on the screen, cool.
It was
I don't
a
even
horrible
think
build-up,
necessarily the hinted eavesdrops of
I
her
agree, that was a
are an
horrible
ass
build-up.
pull either. So to be blunt, I agree with your take. The issue with Kaguya is Not even that just stiff Madara form, but how you did it. I mean, my God, we just never see
it's time to activate
all-out
mom.
Madara versus Naruto and Sasuke.
Stab
And
his
that
ass
is a
right in his
crime.
back.
That isn't me just being a hype beast fan. That is genuinely a crime to the series that we never saw Madara go all out versus Naruto and Sasuke.
Yep.
It's written right there. All you had to do is have Madara struggle in the fight, damn near get defeated, and Zetsu do the exact same thing.
But as soon as he went all out and the whole shit went crazy, he survived Guy's encounter. All that other shit, you telling me this nigga is a god, has the Rene Sharingan and the Rinnegan. You're telling me some dude sneaked up on him and stabbed him right behind him to activate Kaguya. He's supposed to be the big and bad. How the fuck did he lack like that, though? That was the shit that pissed me off. It was no build up for this shit at all. It was just, I'd rather him at least get his ass beat and then Kaguya and then Zetsu swoop in as soon as he got weakened. This nigga was not damaged. And he still, how he lacked was like the shit that pissed me off. He was caught lacking and then Kaguya showed up.
But instead you have Madara, who just essentially GG 99% of the verse, gets stabbed in the back. I understand.
Exactly.
He stabbed in the back stage.
He got caught
He could
lacking.
still get stabbed in the back later. Like one extra episode tops. Not even that, to be honest.
It's just
he was
it's
just caught
so,
lacking.
It's such a
while
blue
he
balls
still has
moment.
no damage.
And
Like he was just basically,
because it's a blue balls
He-
moment,
bro.
it feels like it doesn't make a lick of sense. Because to be honest, it didn't. So
Just
yeah,
scratch this,
yeah,
head scratcher.
I agree with you.
Head
The
scratcher
Kaguya,
moment.
I don't want to say is overhated. Her existence and how she was there, hate away. But in terms of her being an ass pull, everything she does being boring or some shit, that's cap. That's cap. Maybe a lukewarm take, but the 4th grade Ninja War arc was boring and a drag, no pun intended. Madara is cool, but it didn't move me or kept the arc progressively interesting. Like,
I don't know about lukewarm. The war arc was fine, but my question was, how the fuck did Kakashi beat that all 4 ninja swordsmen? How the fuck did he beat those 4 ninja swordsmen? To this day, we haven't seen that. How the fuck did he beat them? That's the question I have. But if anybody can tell me that down below in the comments, I'd gladly appreciate it if you watched to this point. But
for example,
that.
Frieza in the Namek arc, or Eren during the War of Paradise. Okay, so Madara does move me. I don't know about you.
he does.
Madara
Especially from his
does.
debut.
Madara
And him
does
beating
do
up
that.
on the whole
But I'll
Kage.
give you this. Prior to
And the
Madara,
way how he did
that
AO
was an
too,
arc.
the right Kage.
I'm not gonna lie.
Man.
And if that's a hill that I have to get scorched for, I doubt it. So be it. Prior to Madara, that was an arc. That was an arc of Naruto going on. No cap. Once Madara shows there, he does move me. I would argue Obito at some point in time steps his game up, and he's cool too. So even if Madara didn't exist, I suppose, which would be a letdown, Obito was cool as well. But I see what you're saying. The arc is not the strongest. It's high highs, low lows. Everybody knows that. Jiraiya is hilariously slept on within the power scaling community. That's because we see him die to pain and then 3-signing Deadlocky's drugs. So we never, I'm not saying we never see him go all out. We saw him fight pain, but fighting pain is fighting pain. So as a result, it's like
He
you
has
don't
the
see
Rinnegan.
Jiraiya get
And he
capped.
had all those advantages. Like he had that one pain that could summon King of Hell. So even if you beat up on him, on what was it? The Data Path or the Diva Path? What was it called? Diva Path? You could beat up on the Diva Path or any other paths. The one path that could summon King of Hell could literally summon King of Hell, put it in his mouth, and heal the fuck up all over again. So it's like really, you was either fucked. Either you had to take that one out, or you basically would have been fucked. It was literally
Little W,
all 6 paths.
Like you don't see Jiraiya get the W against somebody cold per se. Instead, he just scares off Itachi, but then the whole time you find out Itachi probably could have just murked his ass right then and there if he really had to. Let alone with, appreciate the follows, let alone with Kisame if you don't think Itachi could do it himself, for those people that aren't sleeping on him. So yeah, I agree with you. Jiraiya is a bit underrated, but it's kind of unfortunately by design. Obito being the masked man is the most obvious plot twist I've seen in anime by far. It was more of a how than who thing. I wouldn't necessarily say it was bad because of the emotional impact it had and the complexity of his character. However, it was insanely predictable. Maybe I'm stupid,
No, it wasn't
but
predictable.
are you sure? The
It
only
wasn't
tell
predictable. It wasn't
is
obvious.
Obi.
I didn't. We all thought Obito died in that whole entire rock thing. We didn't think that was fucking Obito the whole time. Like, especially this is before Shippuden. In the beginning of Shippuden, we didn't even know the whole shebang until like I say during the war arc or before the war arc even started. Like we didn't even know before the backstory. Like we just knew Obito was just there with Rin and all the other shit and how Kakashi got his Sharingan from him and all the other shit. We don't even know that this nigga Obito was Toby and all this other shit. We didn't know that at all. I don't know what the fuck you said, obvious.
Toby. Yeah, it finally connected for you. That's the only tell. I mean,
But
it
we
was
didn't
some
think that this nigga
guy
was gonna
that was
die.
phasing through
Not
people.
in anime though, yeah.
And it's like, oh shit, how you doing that? like what quirk do you have? But I don't think it was one of those
the
things
anime,
that's
though?
like on the obvious meter. If you're a brainiac, fine. You're acting like it's a 10 out of 10. Everybody saw it coming.
I didn't
I'd
see it
give it
coming.
like a 7. Like I was like, is that the tot? That's how I was. Put it this way. I was sitting there. Y'all are saying, oh, this is the most obvious. I saw that shit coming a mile away. Me. Is that the tot?
But we didn't really know until like
Nah.
after the fact though. I don't get what they
You know
all
what I'm
say
saying?
all
Like that. That's
predictable.
it. Wasn't. I think this discrediting the series. If you're a brainiac, go for it, gang. But I think that's a little bit disingenuous. I mean, for the love of God, he had Madara's fucking voice box at some point in time, and then prior to it, he had a oh dear Mickey voice box. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm dying on this
Didera,
hill
watch
that
me
it was
blow this
so
guy
obvious.
up.
However, what I will say is, let's say I'm wrong. It was so unbelievably obvious that it wasn't Madara, it was Obito. Sage, you are an idiot. One thing I will say is, hey gang, let the lemon make lemonade.
We ain't know,
I've been a
though. They always
major
say
fan
like
of this.
everybody
I've
knew
seen a
this
lot
what
of
it
people,
was.
whether it's
We
the
didn't know until
wrestling community,
Shippuden.
whether it's the anime community,
Really.
the movie
We didn't
community,
even know
the
until, like,
cartoons, whatever.
later
I'm a
on.
major fan of Ace.
Until we
Don't do
see that
shock value shit
in
just
the
for shock
manga,
value
they
shit. Did
probably-
not make sense. Imagine Obito was Killer B.
I
the fuck?
probably did.
You know what I mean? Like, no,
Again,
it's obvious,
We
probably
know.
Obito to you. It wasn't to me personally, but if it's disgusting,
Especially the only time we seen what was it, the Masked Man. We didn't even think it was fucking Obito until like later on. We didn't fully see the fucking whole fight until Shippuden. So it's like until like later, like I said, around later on in Shippuden. So I don't know why they made it seem like it was obvious though.
obviously
Please
Obito to
correct me
you.
if I
Guess
was
what?
wrong on that
It
take.
made too much sense for it to be Obito.
Let
Correct
it
me
be
if I was
Obito.
wrong.
In my opinion, Sasuke had better fights than Naruto. I feel like Sasuke's fights are more strategic, and I like his moveset more. Okay, moveset, I can't really help you. I'm in the minority for thinking Naruto's cooler. However, Sasuke fights being more strategic, it's a what do you like thing. Sasuke does have the chess match fights in Naruto.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Not that Naruto doesn't have chess match fights, but Sasuke's are just like straight up flagrant. I mean, you can take the fight with Danzo, the fight with the 5 Kage, the fight with Deidara especially. A majority of Sasuke's fights are chess matchy. The closest one that's not is Killer B, and that's because he gets pummeled. Can't really chess that. He's just stronger than you. Naruto is more about challenging Naruto time in and time out, challenging the guts of the character, trying to break down this character's psyche and things like that. Not that Naruto doesn't have to have a micro chess match against Pain. Not that Naruto doesn't have a micro chess match against Obito, but at the end of the day, these characters are trying to psychologically break down the character. Even in part 1 with like Kimimaro. It's just a matter of what you like more in terms of your fights. If you didn't see the anime before and you load up a YouTube clip, Sasuke's fights are going to feel cooler and more strategic. But if you've been watching the story of Naruto, it's very easy to argue Naruto had better fights. Especially if I wanted to be a Ooga Booga man and talk about how Sasuke's fights pretty much consist of him getting his ass kicked. And then like Naruto's fights actually are genuine back and forth, and sometimes Naruto gets the W. So there's that. And like a moth to a flame, chat.
Oh my
Lee
God, not
Chunin
this
exams,
take.
you know what's coming. Lee washes literally everybody minus Gar
You
in the
got
Chunin
fucking
exams.
Neji,
All right.
and you got
untrue. Incorrect.
Cloak,
Now,
and then
you
have
think he can beat
Naruto-
Neji? I'll give you this.
Naruto with Kurama cloak, first level cloak. You have that still, like, bro. Neji will be watching Lee. Like Tamari would have beat Lee. Like Tamari, like I brought up in the beginning of the video, Tamari would have had a good time versus Lee because Lee needs to be up and close and personal, and she has a fucking wind style fan, so there's no way he's gonna even touch her. And let me get started with Conqueror. Bro, let me get started.
I know y'all think I'm a Lee hater. I think he could beat Neji. I think he would kick. I think the Neji stands, I think that he would just rotate around Rock Lee are stupid as shit. He would kick through it. But
I don't know.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, he ain't beating the following people. First person he's not beating. Nope.
Not even that Sasuke.
He ain't doing it. He's just not doing it. Now, prior to this, we saw him mop Sasuke. Prior to this shit, we saw it.
Like the
but after
the
this
blue
shit,
gone?
nope, no. Not even close. Curse Mark Chidori Sasuke, yeah, it's over. It's cooked. It's cooked. Second person, I know he's not beating. You admitted he's not beating Gar though, so let's just move on. Yeah, there's another person he just literally would hilariously not even remotely beat. That's Naruto. Yeah, don't get me wrong. In plot, in story, why would Lee talk shit to Naruto? Why would Lee try to kill Sakura? Why would Lee have a paralyzed Sasuke on the deathbed? Lee wouldn't taunt Naruto to this point. But if we're saying, hey, gang, who is stronger than who?
Lee ain't Kage level.
He ain't got no answers for that. He has no answers for that shit. You could get weird and try to make a Shino argument, as someone in the chat did. I'm not gonna do that. I think Lee would kick Shino's bugs away, but that's just me.
No, he wasn't.
At best, it'd be like another draw. But yeah, no, he's not even top 3. So unfortunate.
Okay,
episode 1 of Naruto is probably the best opener and hook to any series. I'm not gonna read all of that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's the best number 1. I've had that journey of looking for the best number 1 while playing drinking games. I need to tune that back up. But what I will say for certain is episode 1 of Naruto is fuck you good. Obviously there's going to be everyone's going to say cap because there's never going to be an objective what is the best in all of anime. But episode 1 of Naruto is really, 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 really good for no fucking reason. Yeah, no, like it's to the point where I had 2 different people come on the channel, I believe, and they seen it and they were like, I mean, I would watch it. I just know I'm not going to because I have 2 other shows on my priority list. But no, episode 1 of Naruto is a classic. I don't think anyone would dispute that. Naruto, Karin, and Nagato not having acknowledgement of them being from the same clan is a missed opportunity.
Agreed. Agreed. They all Uzumakis. They have high chakra pull, all of that shit. We still to this day, we all know that clan got eradicated, completely decimated. But it'd been nice to know that, hey, you're Uzumaki. Hey, Naruto, you Uzumaki. Kurin, you're Uzumaki. That's cool. Let's go revitalize our clan.
Their paths
like, it'd be nice to know about that.
Relatively cross, except for obviously the speech part. But I
nice.
don't think it's a missed opportunity. What do you want them to do? Because factor in Naruto's mom as well. Mom is dead. Karin's on the other side of the fucking playbook doing shit.
And Nagato did
Naruto
too.
Naruto and Nagato almost killed each other on multiple occasions. What did you want them to do? Say,
look at you now. Look at you now, Mama Chihas. It's gonna be bloodline. Like what? Like
what did you want? like what did you want
I get the 2 points,
from that? You know, they wouldn't interact in a way of being cordial in talking about that. You know, so I don't think it's a missed opportunity. I think that's just extra. I'm ending all this Rock Lee slander. Lee lost to Gar because he lacks a finishing move. Wow.
Or maybe because Gaara has a defense, he has a fucking tail beast. So, first of all, Gaara probably can outlast that fight with fucking Lee putting his fucking bones through the fucking ringer. It was about how long can Lee can sustain his gates. To see how long he withstand his gates for him to achieve this fucking match. Gaara had a complete defense, plus not only that, was able to sustain it a lot more longer. It was just a matter of fact.
Lee had
And he has
top
a
end speed
QB.
in part 1, and
He
I
had
say
more
that because
chockable.
Kakashi had to pull out his fully developed Sharingan to watch 5th Gate Lee. Okay, we understand Lee's fast. Lee had 2 finishing moves and both lost. The Hidden Lotus is a blunt attack, so the primary. Okay. Not gonna lie. I've seen a lot of animes lately, and maybe you somehow are in a weird way
Dynamic
underrating
entry.
Lee but trying to overrate him, or like underrating the fight but trying to overrate Lee, and that's what I talk about. That's what Rab talks about.
It's not a
Yeah,
finishing
it's like
technique.
you're using
It's
this
a
fight, going
temporary
against what
technique.
directly happens in it, to
Temporary
then tell me
booster type of
something
technique.
straight up didn't happen when it
wanna put
did.
these ass
For
in
any
front of
context,
his
I don't
chest.
even need to play footage too much. One, I could just define this as a finishing move. Yeah, I could define Lee saying, fuck it, I'm going to rip my arms and bones at speeds faster than everybody in the fucking room, outside of, you know, the Jonin and, you know, the niggas that can keep up with him type shit. But like, I'm going to try to be the fastest person in this goddamn room right now, and when that time expires, GG's, you won. Think that's a finishing move. On all accounts, it's made to finish fights. It's a finishing move. If that's not enough, he bounces him around like a goddamn pong ball, and then he hits this fucking move. Then he hits the Hidden Lotus, screams
And I'm
Hidden
saying,
Lotus,
it's a power-up. It's a
falls to the
temporary
ground,
power-up.
assuming he won the fight. Again, he screams Hidden Lotus and then falls to the fight thinking it's over. None of those are finishing moves to you is kind of nasty where it got to you. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay,
Every
so Hidden
squad
Lotus is a
Karuna has had
finishing
losses
move,
throughout
but
the
that's
series, so I
temporary
probably
power.
would have killed off Kiba during the war, because Buddy ain't got nothing really going on for him, and it'd be cool to have Akamaru as a part of the Uzumaki household.
What the fuck type of shit is this?
Fuck?
Are you
Neji
talking
could
about?
also use a homie in the afterlife. What the fuck? I'm not even responding.
Hold that man, Kiba.
Well, so if my dog gotta lose his dog and then is gonna be subjected to just chumming it up in the afterlife for no damn reason, that is crazy. Not trying to sound edgy, but I feel like more people should have died in the war arc. Killer B, Rock Lee, 1010, Mike Guy, A, etc. I'm not gonna lie, it's scary how I agree with you. And I
agree. A didn't do shit besides get his ass kicked by Madara. My guy, low-key, should have... I honestly, not low-key. For a better impact, he should have died versus Madara. Like, that whole fight with Madara was crazy. That should have been his last heroic action. His last heroic action he did. And I kind of wish it would have been a lot more better that my guy died. Not saying it the fucked up way. Killer B do shit but get captured in Boruto in like 15 seconds. Damn near. Man, this shit's crazy. He got captured in a couple seconds. Rock Lee didn't do shit. 1010 definitely didn't do shit. So it's like...
we retired fan mangas on the channel for a long
They
time.
do
They might
shit.
come back in the near future.
Especially after
But
his
yeah,
ass.
no, I'm Mr. Edgelord this, Edgelord that. You Sasuke fans this. I love trolling you guys. But at the end of the day, this is just objectively a truth. It's
Yeah,
not
it's the truth.
that people don't die. And so, wow, on cue, someone mentioned the 70,000 that died. It's not that people don't die in the war. People do die in the war. But this is what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck about 69,999 of those deaths.
We give a fuck about
It's
the
like, holy
suggestion
shit,
was
I
like Neji.
didn't care. Like, of all of them niggas, like, when Naruto's clone mattered more than the fodder, me. It does. You know what I'm saying? Like
No,
it did.
no,
It
the
genuinely
NPC
did.
died.
And then like the only like real substant deaths, because the old niggas at the quarters die too, are the villains. Madara dies. Kaguya sealed. Obito dies. But you're telling me that this war that is supposed to make me feel despair and all
Naruto
this stuff. Not
sealed.
saying that tone was lost. It definitely was there. But like a ton of characters just survive, and I think the proof of it is Boruto, at least thus far. Maybe they're relevant later on, but like in Boruto, Killer B, he here, but what Killer B gonna teach?
But Killer B got his tailed beast extract. He's basically dead right now. As you think about it, he's basically dead. His tailed beast is extracted from him, if I remember right. Cause I watched I think one of the parts in Boruto. when they started attracting, they started to attract tail beasts in Boruto, and they literally they literally had a fight, a little bit of fight. They caught Killer Bee, took his tail beast off him like it was nothing. Like he ain't put up much of a fight. It doesn't make no sense. So don't even get me started about Killer Bee.
Teach him how to use the 8 tails, nigga. Well, shit, you know, maybe, right? Maybe the Octopops, nigga. Rock Lee, he's around. 1010, he's around. Mike Guy, he's around. Mike Guy is literally in a wheelchair.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just relevance to Boruto. If we were talking about prior to the conception of Boruto, oh my God, you have several characters to kill off. It's genuinely speaking, could have killed Lee. Guy should have died. I love my Guy.
Guy should have died for better
GG's,
impact.
nigga. That would have been
bit.
like promising as hell. It's just multiple. That's just where I'm getting at. I'm not saying the entire Konoha 11 need to die in this arc. There should be survivors, especially if the plan is to have a sequel series. However, my God, you're telling me the only good guy that dies is Shikamaru's dad, who you barely saw, Ino's dad, who you barely saw, and Neji, who honestly you barely saw. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Guy should have died, no ifs, ands, or buts. Yeah, I think everyone in this chat likes my guy, but he should have died. Yeah, I think Obito is the best overall villain in Naruto. Got some of the cooler moments, costume designs, actual reasons for the things he did, and Kamui is freaking awesome. Okay, shout out to you admitting that Kamui is fucking awesome. Look, man,
but
shout out to Swag.
Is better.
I seen his videos on my Algo again, and I forgot how much he got shit on for being like an Uchiha Glazer. One thing the brother ain't wrong about, chat. I'm not even necessarily like a Uchiha guy, you know. I like my Rasengans and shit, but Kamui's fucking cold, nigga. Kamui is awesome. I'm tired of everyone saying that he started the war over just Rin and not about the world being evil. Okay, yeah, that's just straight up true. We can try to act like that's a cold take all we want. No, several people will sit there and tell you he started the war over a tot, call him an A minor and move on. No, 100%. What Rin meant is why he started the war, not that he wanted a tot. Yeah, no, in terms of Obito being the best overall villain, it's very interesting though. Chat saying your take's cold. I definitely disagree with them because
I think Madara is a better villain than what's it called. He's the one that planned this shit out. And if we want to say Black Zetsu, but Black Zetsu is a fucking ass dude. Oh, I know this. I'm the one who predicted this. I'm the one who had fucked up the Uchiha stone tablet and made it so they have to do this very dark things. I'm the one who did this. So you might as well name the show fucking Black Zetsu. So Black Zetsu knew what the fuck was going on beforehand.
If you ask someone who their favorite antagonist in Naruto is, granted they're gonna say Obito now to prove a point, but most niggas would say Madara or Pain. So Madara or Pain, and then some would even argue Orochimaru in part 1. At no point do I hear a lot of people say Obito. So yeah, I definitely think this qualifies as a hot take. I definitely see the reasoning for a hot take. That's a good take. I just think for me, what Obito lacks, honestly, is the way he's defeated is kinda nah. Like, think about how Pain goes out. Yes, he gets Talk no Jutsu as well, but Pain caught meaningful bodies, had Naruto crash out in a way we've never before seen, and then get Talk no Jutsu by actual cool Talk no Jutsu. Madara, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, my nigga was a demon until it was time for him to get packed up. But Obito, he kind of just like starts pub
on that in a weak ass excuse way. Like, he got caught lacking by Zetsu. They didn't damage him or none of that shit. Zetsu just slid right behind him and stabbed him, which is the shit that pissed me off too. I already brought that point up in the video, but you see why it pissed me off. Why the fuck did I press the caption? What's wrong with me? Continue the video.
Man, Naruto's just like, stop it.
Stop it! Come on.
I ain't like that. Like, if all the Talk no Jutsus, that one didn't hit for me. Maybe it's me, but I ain't like that. I ain't like that Talk no. That Talk no didn't hit. That Talk no didn't hit. Not saying it was wrong. Not saying it wasn't valid. Like, if we watched it, obviously we could probably size it up. But yeah, of all the Talk nos, it was 6 out of 10 Talk nos. 6 out of 10 Talk nos. Orochimaru should have trained Sakura because he has better chakra control. Okay. Pause. hold on, wait a minute. Cool, let's run with it. Orochimaru, fuck it. He should have trained Naruto too. One problem.
He is literally the fucking antagonistic force.
The Naruto games got the best visually looking supers and ults in all of anime fighting. Visually looking? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Sakura had the best growth and glow up compared to both Naruto and Sasuke. Okay, compared to Naruto, I will actually hot take agree with you. Compared to Sasuke, oh, you drunk.
No, Taka, Heavy.
Again, I like Naruto more than both of them. That nigga did nothing but make a bigger Rasengan, for sure. Sakura being able to scream cha and break mountains and shit was fucking awesome. Sasuke literally just becomes cool as fuck for no reason.
Yeah,
Like,
and him having, he has 3 Tomoe, I'm like, he still had that in the beginning. And then he gets his Mangekyo after learning the truth and learning about his brother, like killing his brother. And then the Eternal Mangekyo, and then the Rinnegan, and then one Rinnegan, and then with the internal Mangekyo. Like, come on, let's get started.
But Heavy
his abilities too.
this nigga had Kyrian in the tuck frame on.
Yes,
buddy.
he had a tuck. He literally just said, Kyrian. As soon as he said he was about to say it, he was Orochimaru said, "No, stop it. Maybe you should save that ability for anybody else, man. That was crazy."
Yeah, I think you forgot that.
He could have just killed all of them. He could have said
this nigga Sasuke just sits there. He's standing over everybody symbolically. He's standing over everybody, and then he just jumps. Next thing you know, he's patting Naruto on the shoulder like, "Hey, you're gonna die." And then Nine tells,
"Hey, it was about to stab his ass. It was about to." He slowly grabbed the sword, trying to stab his ass, and then
gets all mad and shit, and he's like, "No, none of that. Ain't got time for that shit." Yo, Sasuke was fucking awesome. You're crazy. The most I'll give you is Sakura made the most strides. But even then, you could argue that no, it's still Sasuke, because you go from stalemating Naruto to holy shit, you could wipe out Team 7. So
in one single blast.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Naruto is a Kurama merchant and would lose a vast majority of fights without him. So here's the thing about that.
Ooh,
and I'm not going to hit you with the dude watch the
merchant?
show thing. But every time someone says this, I do say, are we just saying that because he has his chakra and we can undefiningly cheat and say Kurama chakra to this and Kurama chakra to that? Or are we going to be honest about the intent of the show? Because if we're being honest about the intent of the show, every time Naruto relies on Kurama, he actually loses. yeah, like it's unironically a thing. Every time he relies on Kurama, he loses. Orochimaru, I don't count that as a W. He ended up smacking his teammate. Pain literally had to use his own when he was using Kurama. It wasn't going well. Mind you, that whole fight demonstrated, yo, if you just master Sage Mode, you'd have stomped. The only time he uses Kurama's chakra and it works is like the first one. The very first time. He goes, fuck it. You I'm gonna kill you. That for sure. I'll say that's a W. If you want to then say he doesn't win in the forest, so that's the time where he uses Kurama and loses. I guess you could argue he uses Kurama and beats Neji. Nigga got hit with Zabuza. That's probably your biggest bet. Yeah, in fact, that is your biggest bet. But I think that's what I'm getting at. Anytime Naruto relies on Kurama, GG's. Now, what I'm talking about essentially is if you're gonna count the Gaara fight as a Kurama merchant, fine. But like that's where the bar for me kind of dwindles, because that's like don't get me wrong. Technically speaking, 100% he uses Kurama's chakra, but the narrative of it isn't. Use that fox key, buddy. Use the fox. You are losing to Gar. You can't beat him. Use the fox. Hell, but when he summons the 2K barrage, I mean, I know y'all niggas love your colors. It's just flagrantly blue chakra the entire. he literally uses blue chakra. That is his all regular Naruto. Chakra. In fact, the series tells you time and time again that when you see these insane chakra feats, it's just Naruto. So at some point, when an entire, one tail spawns, he ended up using Kurama's chakra. If that's a merchant to you, But I don't view that fight as Karama Merchant plus ratio. And then I would have to rewatch it. I think he uses Karama's chakra when he's up top
Not Karama.
of the Shukaku.
What
I
is
think
that?
that's when he uses it. I think everything prior to, or maybe one other thing, was him. But I think the only time I go Karama chakra is when he's standing on top of Shukaku and he breaks out of the thing and then he says, "I've had it with you," and headbutts him. Against Sasuke, lost. Against Kakashi on the build test, if you count that, I understand that being Mickey for you. Fair enough. But if you count that, that's a dub. Against Datara, doesn't accomplish shit. What's it called? Orochimaru, lost. Against Pain, again, the Nine Tails was almost his downfall. I'm definitely counting that as a W for not doing it. And then we're talking about times where he, bonded with the Nine Tails. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much named every time he uses Nine Tails chakra. And the fact that most of those times he loses, and we have to be disingenuous about the times he wins with it, kind of speaks volumes to it.
Chakra Link.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Naruto being a Kurama merchant, but I understand how someone could argue it. I just think that you're making an argument to trigger people, which that's what hot takes are for. Obito versus Madara would have been the best fight in the series, and we was robbed of it. My issue is it wouldn't have been. Don't get me wrong. It would have been fun to see, but I don't think it would have been. 1, 2, wouldn't call it a robbery because you do need that Kakashi encounter. And if he just this basically cucks Kakashi for the way of getting Obito versus Madara. So I would say, nah, I'm gonna disagree. Yeah, final answer, I'm gonna disagree. Now, Obito versus Madara is cool, but it's very much a cool thing to imagine. But you cut out Kakashi, and I'm not saying because Kakashi fight was a great fight you need it. I'm saying the principle of the two Kamui users not boxing it out in the Kamui verse is low-key kind of crazy. So essentially,
he did ran up on that
Obito
nigga,
just
took
has
his
to beat the
Mangekyo.
piss out of Kakashi, damn near win the war, and then Madara tries to snake him. And then it would be 10 Tails Obito versus Madara, but like 10 Tails Obito while he's stupid versus Madara. Because that was Madara's plan to take out Obito at some point. So yeah, it's nah. If Shikamaru was one of the ones given a Sharingan, okay, all right, and
I don't know about that.
As
much smart he is, I don't know about that.
We good. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been TSO Hot Takes. I'm not doing that. Y'all take care, stay blessed. I'ma see you next time.
Yeah. Of course, gotta like the video up and everything like that, and make sure you subscribe to TSO Sage. But pretty much, well, that was that take. Shikamaru with a Sharingan. What is this type of shit?